So for my American artist, I chose Eddie Van Halen, who is known as the first hair band guitarist. So actually for my introduction, I did my thesis that I'm doing for the publication. I believe Eddie Van Halen, who is one of the greatest guitarists of all time, is an innovator, and he changed the music industry. And he changed the way guitar is played, and like up to this point, from the 1970s up to now. And that, the way he played is now seen through modern day pop, rock, metal, almost all around me. A little background, he was born in the Netherlands, but he grew up in the United States. From an early age, around 8 years old or so, he started picking up guitar, and he began playing with his brother Alex Van Halen, who played on the drums. They would play together up until 1972 when they would form the band and name it after the last name Van Halen. The band would rise to fame extremely quickly. They would begin opening, by 1975, opening for bands like Aerosmith, which made them even more famous even quicker. For people who don't know, Eddie and his band created a style of music. It was a mix of rock, metal, pop. It's called hair metal because of their long hair. The style quickly rose to fame and became extremely popular. To a point where pretty much anyone, if you ask who Van Halen was, they would know. This is early 80s, late 80s, or late 70s. Eddie was one of the first to implement guitar tapping and pinch harmonics. He didn't create them, but he was one of the first to implement them to a point where it sounded amazing. You can see him on the right side, he's tapping, which I'll explain how to do later. Guitar tapping is when you take your right hand and instead of plucking or strumming the string, you tap the string, and it makes a really cool noise actually. And it's done, and it makes a really good sound. It's really cool. And then there's pinch harmonics. This is a technique where you pluck the string once, or pluck the string twice, once with your pick and then with your finger, and it results in a really, really high-pitched squeal noise. In his video, or in his song, in his song, in the band's song, Eruption, which is pretty much a minute-and-a-half long solo, there's examples of pitch harmonics, guitar tapping, and a bunch of other techniques that he pretty much created. This song is one of the first times almost anyone heard him because it was on their first album. So if you want to play
it. Did you or a loved one take Depakote and was your child born with serious birth defects? Scientific studies may link Depakote.
And before anyone asks, no, I can't play it. It's really hard. And then here's another great example of him using the techniques in Van Halen's song Ice Cream Man. So Chase, if you can start the video at 1:45, and we're going to listen to the second half of this song. Perfect example of pinch harmonics, tapping, amazing rhythm guitar. He did an amazing job on the whole album.
Oh, I think it's just somewhere off of the video.
So I'm sure a lot of people are wondering why this is important. He would be known in his time for creating the hair band genre, the mix of rock, metal, pop, all that. And then now it's still extremely important because the way he played guitar has spread into modern pop, modern rock, modern metal, almost every modern genre that has a guitar. And so he actually influenced a ton of artists and bands, which include Nirvana, Ozzy Osbourne, Bon Jovi, Extreme, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, and Rush. And he's actually not dead yet. He's actually still around, so is the whole band. They're still touring. They actually came out with an album a couple of years ago, which is alright, I guess. They've gone through some problems with the singers and things like that, but they're still going strong. They've been together for about 40 years, and Eddie's guitar playing is still, like, to this day, amazing. He improvises, he has new techniques. It's really cool. And then for my emulation, tomorrow, I'll be performing Van Halen's famous adaptation of the song You Really Got Me, in order to demonstrate the way Eddie played and how he influenced modern day people. Yeah.
Okay, then you're probably right.
I can do questions.
So we do have a little bit of time. Technically, your time will be used up, but I think what we'll do since we have some time is open it up for questions for any of the four of you, if that works. So we can start with you, Jake.